Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 Builder Nation story from Bangor City with me, Daniel. It's part 76 today and we are back for the third qualifier in the Champions League. We've got past the stage we failed at 2 years in a row and now we face Viktoria Plzen of the Czech Republic, who are sure to provide a very stern test. We're sandwiched by our League Cup tie, which will play off camera against the Connors Quay side who didn't return to the top tier, but they're sure to pose a difficult challenge still. And of course we've got transfer news to talk about soon, potentially a few more coming into the club, but we are starting to improve and the squad's starting to take shape. Not the overhaul we were looking for perhaps, but it is a start and we're gradually getting there. So if you're looking forward to all of that, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from 2 long-term stories. And of course you can catch up with all the playlists in the eye above. A massive thank you for your continued support. But let's go and have a look at the transfers first, because we haven't had any games off camera from the first team aside from a friendly. So the main thing is what might be happening to our squad. And of course, we are met by headline news. The first news, and we sort of hinted at it in the last episode, is after 6 months away, Callum Maguire returns. He comes in from Blackburn for £83,000. Yes, we've had to pay a bit more than we previously sold him for, but we've got one of our first teamers back. So that's exactly what we wanted. Welsh under 21 international, 3-star ability, 3.5 potential, on a fairly modest wage, under £2 a week, and still solid in a number 10 and still good cover up front. Exactly what we needed. We're happy enough with that. And then, perhaps even more importantly, we've attracted someone from Northern Ireland on a free agent deal. Now, he was being chased by League One clubs, and one of the other teams that put in a bid for him was Ipswich. Shrewsbury were there as well. So we've beaten some decent clubs to get this guy. Patrick Malone, who's got 25 under 21 caps for Northern Ireland. Again, 1.7 grand a week. Worth 5 grand on a 3-year deal. But 3-star ability, 4.5 potential. Played over 100 games for Crusaders. And for some reason wouldn't sign a new deal there. And has taken the big step of coming to Bangor City. So we've got to be happy. He's quite comfortable as a box-to-box midfielder. He's still got a few of the technical attributes to work on. But mentally and physically, he's a very good player. So someone who, with experience, with the training facilities we've got, should improve. And we'll give him every opportunity to do so, of course. What that means, if we go to our squad, is that Josh Benson will be on his way out. We've accepted a few offers for him from Oxford and Shrewsbury. Again, some League One clubs in England. He's 2.5-star ability. He's coming up towards 30 now. He's someone that we probably had to let go. And of the midfielders, he's the weakest one. In terms of his wage, he's one of the higher paid players of the squad before the summer. He's earning more than Daniel Williams, who starts every week as an example. More than Lewid. He's earning more than a few of those boys. So it sort of makes sense as a deal for the club. We're trying to loan out Martin Tranter to our feeder club. I'm not sure if it'll work or not. But aside from that, I'm really happy with the squad we've got now. For the last season before we can make those big upgrades perhaps, I think it's a big one. But what of course will help us along the road next season is a boost to our finances. It's been sitting pretty level for a few years now because we've been in the Europa Conference. What we'd love to do though is for the second time in this series reach the Champions League group stages. We already know if we get to the playoff we're likely to face Lech Poznan unless they're shocked. But Viktoria Plzen pose a stern challenge before that. So this 2-legged tie is going to be really important. If I take you very quickly to have a look at TNS though, the signs might be more positive than we initially thought transfer-wise. Mainly because Billy Vigart has rejected a move out of the club. But also because they're trying to loan this guy, Bradley Brenham from Sheffield Wednesday. And if we have a look at him, he's a very good player. He's on 4.5 grand a week and he's playing in the Championship. Now, he might reject them because Linfield have come in as well. And they're a bit more established in terms of European competition. But in terms of as a club for TNS, this is by far the biggest transfer target they've ever gone for. So we've got to be pretty pleased that they're taking that approach, that they're trying to get that guy in. However, the flip side of that is, of course, if they don't manage to get him and if they keep going for these targets that fail, they're going to end up eventually with no signings and just wasting their time trying to get people that are unrealistic. So overall, the Welsh window has still been pretty busy. It's been its usual self, a lot of players moving in and out, and a few free transfers coming across 2 different Welsh clubs from English sides where they've been released. But there's still a little bit of work to do. I think Barry have done the best so far. They've brought in a few really good players. So Kean Jenkins was one of them. He came in for 300 quid, a left back and centre half. They also a bit later on brought in Wally on loan from TNS. And then further up they've got another 1 or 2 as well. Aaron Williams was the other one. He's a right back and again very decent at a young age. What did happen with Barry though, I don't know if it was on there, they lost their star striker Connor Smith. Fair enough, they got nearly 100 grand for him, which is a massive turn up for the books considering what they've done previously. But for 67,000, it's a drop in the ocean really, and they've lost a star player for that. In terms of their transfers, they're not really trying to do a great deal, which has been a frustration for a lot of the summer. But overall, if you take out the loss of the striker, I think they've probably improved the squad still as an overall. Aside from that though, not really a huge amount going on from the other clubs with active deals at the moment. We expect that to sort of come towards the end of the month. We still can't get rid of Banks on loan. We're trying to offer him out. We've offered him as a transfer, as a loan. None of them will take him, but he scored over 1 in 2. So maybe it's just him that won't go. I don't know. We'll look at that later on in the window. But for us now, it's all about the Champions League. We've got those new players registered to the squad. We've got a full complement to choose from. So let's go and have a look at what we picked today to try and take on the Czech champions. So one brief bit of news before we look at the squad, which is Tom Jones still not quite back from injury. So he's not going to make the bench today, but hopefully, give another week or so, he'll be back. So I think probably next weekend, after the second leg of this, the first league game, he'll probably get a return from the bench. In terms of the lineup, we've gone as strong as we possibly can. McDermott's in for his debut at centre-half. We've gone for experience in the middle in Williams and Woods. And we've also gone for the normal duo up top. The only slight difference is Callum Maguire's back on the bench. That's a big addition for us. And Malone, because he joined so recently, is going to miss out on this occasion. But then he'll play in turn at the weekend in the Cup. So George Wickham starts in goal today. We've got Riley and Weaver the fullbacks with Badebo and McDermott as centre-half. Woods, Williams, Brooks and Cottrell, the midfield diamond. Dean and Duffy combine up front. And to be fair, if you look at that 11 now, every single player is 3-star or better. It's a lovely position to be in. We're really improving. And we just need it to shine. We've got 2 legs against the Czech champions Viktoria Plzen. And if we win them, we're guaranteed the Europa League group stages. And that again, another weight off the shoulders financially. And another great thing for us coefficient-wise. So let's go and skip ahead into this one. And see if we can get the result, shall we? I don't know if we'll get to meet them today, but I've got offers in for a couple of invaluable bits of experience in the squad, and I'd love for them to join the club before the end of this episode. As it is though, we've got up against Zamburek, who's the skipper at Brentford in real life at the moment. Lots of great youngsters around him, but maybe that mentality's not there. We'll wait and see when we get into it. But for the first leg, we'll start positive. We'll try and get on the front foot. It worked so often in the past. But if we get him pegged back a bit, then we will drop and just try and contain on the road. Well, it's Brooks playing out from the back here. He's getting the ball into Williams in the middle. The first chance to see a highlight with half an hour gone, but we have been a better side in terms of stats. Brooks gets there in the box. Is it a pen? It's not. It's a clean tackle. Weaver puts the cross in. No, it drops down to Cottrell. Dean kept it in the mixer. It's eventually back into Duffy. Must have been offside. And eventually the flag does go up, but a really promising half an hour. We've had the only shot on target. We've had the better of the possession and of the stats. But now it's a Plzen free kick, and Kopczak's a brilliant greyed out player. Into the back post, it's headed just over. It looked like it might cause trouble for Wickens, but eventually it's comfortably over his crossbar. 5 minutes to the break, a really good half. We'll probably take 0-0 now, to be honest. And there is the half-time whistle. A pretty even game, a pretty solid performance. I'd love to nick an away goal, because 1-1 obviously much better than 0-0. I don't fancy us to keep a clean sheet at home, where we're really in the ascendancy. But I'd like us to be in it still, as Kopczak picks a free kick up on the left, into the back post. Zamburek down, it's into the back of the net. Sakura finishes, it's a really good goal. Well worked 1-2 from the set piece. And unfortunately, with 10 gone in the second half, we eventually fall behind. And the set pieces seem to be the thing bothering us. McDermott heads this one away, Cottrell flicks on, and Duffy gets there first. Now can we counter? There's 2 up with him. He's trying to get men going to the back post. Duffy's forced wide. Can he cross? He can. It's back to Williams. Oh, it's into the corner. Lovely placed finish. Didn't go to hit it too hard. And he got his reward. It's 1-1. The away goal is there. And now we will drop to balanced. We'll try and keep possession. And we'll try and make sure we go with the draw back to Bangor City. Well, we're into the final 20 minutes and the game's just sort of calmed down a little. So we're going to take Cottrell off and give Maguire a second debut for the club. Dean's been poor up front for a little while now, actually. So we're going to swap Duffy and bring Glatzel on. It didn't really work that well when we bought Andrew on the last time. Weaver's on a yellow, but I don't want to change the back 4 yet. I'm more likely to do it on the right, where Hankins played more often this year. But for now, we're just going to leave it at 2. And hopefully, we'll be able to get on the front foot still. Right, 10 minutes to go, there's nothing happening. So right back switch, Hankin on for Riley. He's played in the previous qualifiers, we know he's got the ability to do so. And to be honest, if we can keep 1-1, it's a great result. If we didn't get let in another one, it's just about okay. But Zambarek here could change that, as Kopczak picks it up. Out to the left back, who's got the chance to cross. There's 4 in the middle. Wickens makes the save, comfortable in the end. And we'll deal with those all day, as McDermott gets it rolled out. Playing on the left side of the centre-half, allows Badebo to go to his preferred side for the first time in years. Hankin plays out, already got a booking, over halfway to Glatzel, beats the defender really well here. Gets into the box right-hand side, gotta be a penalty. Brought down by the defender, the referee has no hesitation. The best penalty taker at the club is Ian Brooks, and after Duffy's effort in the last round, we are not messing about. Ian Brooks steps up to make it 2-1 to Bangor City and give us a crucial second away goal and a crucial lead. He's saved! What's happened to us this season? Every penalty is staying out of the back of the net, and it remains 1-1. Badebo hoofs it down the line from the Hankin throw-in. I thought he'd given it away, to be honest. The long ball does try to find its target though. McDermott intercepts well. Had a solid debut here. Brooks back to Woods. Chips it left to Weaver. The Welsh under-21 international forced backwards to McDermott. He's got 2 options in midfield. Woods is one. He finds Badebo. Into Ian Brooks. Missed the penalty but still trying to create. To Maguire. To Williams. Back into Woods. Lovely football again. We've seen 2 or 3 times this season already. The 15-20 pass moves. And this one looks on course to be another. Weaver slides it in. Glatzel's 1-on-1. Glatzel finishes it for the second away goal. We missed the penalty but we bounce back immediately. And it's another one of those beautiful flowing footballing moves. And we're starting to play total football now. It's a joy to watch. And as we go into stoppage time, was about to go time wasting, but it's a chance for Viktoria Plzen. Zambarek throws in, Woods intercepts. Could we nick a third on the break? It's headed away by Stipek, only as far as Maguire. He switches the play, but to absolutely no one. Balek brings it forward down the right. To Sikora, the goal scorer, up to Stipek, hits the post, and he's offside. He was about to get to the rebound too. But with 4 minutes of stoppage time remaining, it's 2-1 to Bangor, and it's a wonderful result on the night. It puts us in pole position. Let's get the fullbacks into defensive duties, really sit back defensively. I don't think we can do too much aside from that other than all the time wasting tactics. You know the drill by now, so let's go and get them on. We'll be back in a moment for the last 4 minutes of stoppage time. Well, it looks like they're about to pass without a hitch, and they do. Glatzel the super sub off the bench. Dean's had a poor start, he's got to look over his shoulder here. But what a wonderful result. And back for the second leg after what's been a pretty good week for Welsh football. Firstly, on our personal level, we beat Connors Quay 5-0 in the League Cup. A Luca Cannell hat-trick, a bizarre own goal, and Banks, who we're desperately trying to get in the shop window, got himself a goal as well. Debuts for Malone, further experience for Holding and Sinclair off the bench, another 25 minutes for them. We're gradually bedding them all back in. TNS have managed to keep hold of their stars so far. And we mentioned we'd find out if they got through in the Europa Conference. Not only have they got through, they only lost 1-0 away at Spartak Moscow in the first leg of the third qualifying round. They're in the game coming into tomorrow's second leg, so we might have more excitement when we come back for the next episode. Aside from that though, we did miss out on one big target for experience. Now, we did manage him briefly in the head coach in the other series, Jack Evans, who we had at Hibs in that one. I kind of wanted him in, to be honest, to be a lead of a mentoring group and a good squad player in centre midfield. 30 years of age now, he's very good. But a similar problem to what we had with Alzabad, what we had with Hampson, he's gone to a bigger reputation club. Millwall, playing in the Championship, offered him £6 a week. He wanted about 1.5 to join us. And there you go, for 4 times the money, to a bigger reputation club, we've lost out on another quality Welsh player. And that's where the problem in lies. We're still a little bit behind on that front. And it's all good us saying we want to improve the squad. We want to throw a little bit more money about. But if these players then turn us down, the ones with the reputation and the experience to attract others as well, unfortunately it's going to be a long road for us. He's already made 2 appearances for Millwall. He came last season, so he got released. Oh, he was on loan last season. He was at my club, Luton Town, before that. I was going to say, if he got released and then re-signed, that'd be weird. But he's gone in and he started their first match, so they've clearly used him, to be fair. For us though, it's all about the second leg and making sure we get through to this Champions League playoff round. Lech are 1-1 after the away leg against Finnish side IFK. You'd have to assume that they're going to get through there, because IFK's star player is not particularly good. Lech Poznan's on the other hand, a lot better. I mean, very good. 5-star ability by our squad standards, albeit a winger, so we wouldn't be interested. So that's going to be difficult if we get there, but first of all, we've got to do that. It's only a 1-goal advantage, and it can all go wrong very quickly. So let's make the changes the assistant recommends. Let's go and make the ones that we want to make. We'll be back in a moment to see if there's any changes to our regular first 11. So the only change really to the squad is that Leahy's got a slight knock, so he's not going to be able to take his place on the bench. The first 11, I've avoided temptation. I've gone for exactly the same. I could have bought in Glatzel after last Thursday night. I definitely could have bought in Canel after the weekend, but I'm sticking with what got us here. It's been brilliant display away in the Czech Republic last week, and I'm hoping these boys can do the same again. So the same 11, just the one change on the bench. And we Carmarthen in 3 days' time. We'd love to go into the start of the Welsh Premier League season with a lovely positive in Europe. So let's go and see if we can do it and complete the job. We've already started so well. The fact we've avoided the temptation to rotate means it's just the 11 changes again. It's a very similar lineup for our visitors. We've just got to hope that they're not more lethal on the road. They've got that counter-attacking quality, that youth in attacking areas. But for us, it's about doing a professional job and keeping the ball well. Max Dean's already picked up a tight calf, so that could be a problem for later on. But for now, it's not bothering him too much. So we'll leave it a few minutes and fingers crossed, we'll have a positive result to look forward to. As early on, it's a throw-in for Viktoria Plzen on the left-hand side. Just inside our half, through ball to Zambarek, and it's hacked away well. Back in towards McDermott, who brings it down brilliantly. It's so composed at the back. Woods chips it forward. Duffy loses out. The play switch to Zambarek. It's into the centre forward. It's a brilliant save from Wickens. That's unbelievable goalkeeping. It's about this time last year he was costing us every game. And tonight, that's a brilliant game-changing save. It could be the difference between the sides. A worrying display on the counter-attack though, as Levica continues down the right. Cottrell gets the challenge in, excellent defending. But a few alarm bells early on in this one. 15 gone though, still 0-0 on the night. We still hold that slender advantage on aggregate. Don't forget, because we got 2 away goals, 1-0 for Plzen does nothing. They have to score 2 tonight, and we're out to stop them. But really, it's been all them in this game. They're coming down the right again with Balek. Brooks intercepts. Forward towards Duffy, who's up there with a bit of support. Beats his man easily. He's going alone. What a moment this would be. Duffy with the shot. Oh, it just whistled past the post. It was a cracking effort. But in truth, we haven't deserved a goal in this game. And it would have been a bit unfair if we'd got one there. As we head to half-time, though, it still looks like it's going to be 0-0. And that's job done as far as we're concerned. Plzen can dominate as much as they want. They can have as many chances as they want. If they draw 0-0 with us, or even if they win 1-0, we're in that hat for the Champions League playoff. And that's all that matters to me tonight. Though here they come down the right again. I think I will replace Dean in a minute, because we need our fresh legs up top. We need that quality. As the ball's into the box, Riley's made a hash of it. Zambarek down, and he's put it wide. Oh, it's a concentration error at right back. It nearly cost us. Dean is going to be replaced by Glatzel. Duffy will play off the right again. They are the best 2 on paper. They have been for a long, long time. But unfortunately, Glatzel has not always been consistent. When he is in form, though, he can be a game changer. It's gone a bit quiet again now. We've not had much of this game, but I'm going to replace Cottrell with Maguire. A little bit of talent. He was first choice before he was sold in January, of course. And he's got defending to do. As Kopczak with the corner, headed off the crossbar. How have Plzen not scored in this match? I don't think they'll know the answer to that. We'll certainly take it though, as Levica's down the right again. Maguire's brought him down for the foul. Oh, it's squeaky bum tie. It has not been a good performance in truth. We're going to demand more. We're going to drop to a balanced mentality. We're just going to try and stifle them a bit. Williams is on a yellow. He's not had a great game. Canel got a hat-trick at the weekend. We nearly started him. We might as well bring him in now. Plzen should have scored based on the expected goals, based on the number of chances they've had, but they've not taken them. And now Maguire's got a corner. Back to McDermott. Could have made himself an early hero there. As it is, though, it's 0-0. And with 5 minutes to go, surely we can't concede 2. McDermott mops up well there as well. Riley back to the keeper, Wickens. Just clear it, please. Does that. Goes very long down the left. And Balek picks it up at right back. Charges down the line. There's no real pressure on him. Brooks gets across, but it's back to Kopczak. Levica to Balek. They beat the press there. Into Zambarek. We have got a very nervy 5 minutes to come. The fullbacks have been absolutely shocking. So what we're going to do is we're going to put them as fullbacks on defend. We're just going to try and cling on, because we don't want to do this again. The last 2 years in the Europa League group stages, we've gone out with a final kick. We don't want to lose European games on the final moment of the match. As Riley gives it to Badebo. Long downfield. A goal would settle the nerves here. But it doesn't look like we're going to get it. Levica is charging down the right. And one more, don't forget. Plzen are through. As Kopczak picks it up. Down the line to Levica. We can't concede again, surely. Weaver blocks it, but it's still with Levica. Kopczak plays a 1-2. Back to Balek. Into the box early. Zambarek's there. That is a stunning save. The flag eventually goes up, but wonderful keeping. And as we head into stoppage time, the time wasting is very much going on. All of the time wasting tactics implemented. 3 minutes of stoppage time to go. I think we've just about done it on away goals. A wonderful performance over 2 legs. That one at home was awful. But to be honest, away in the Czech Republic, we earned the victory. Both sides dominating on the road. Maybe food for thought with us tactically moving forward. Or certainly team selection wise at home. But a wonderful result. And now we just go and see if it's Lech Poznan or IFK we face. We'd certainly prefer the Finnish side. Well, unfortunately, it is Lech Poznan who we will face in a Champions League playoff. That means we will be back a week today. Between now and then, we've got Carmarthen in our first Welsh Premier League game of the season. We've got TNS between the 2 legs of Lech Poznan. We'll skip that in the next episode. And then we've got a big run of winnable games as we head into what should be European group stage football. But will it be the Champions League or the Europa League? TNS might also have some work to do as well. They're just 1-0 down after the away game at Spartak Moscow. So fingers crossed for them in the next episode. We'll be celebrating something special for Welsh football. But if you did enjoy the episode and that brilliant 2-legged victory against Viktoria Plzen, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know in the comments what you think of the return of Callum Maguire, what you think of our performances on the pitch, and of course what you think of Welsh football at the moment. TNS putting up a fight. If you haven't already, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You'll get alerts as daily videos released from 2 long-term stories. There's links to all the playlists in the eye above as well as the podcast channel too. And a massive thank you for your continued incredible support. We'll be live streaming on this channel and on Twitch in future, so make sure you followed that one down in the description. And I'll see you next time for the Champions League playoff as we look to make the group stages for the 2nd ever time. I'll see you next time to find out if we can do it.